to go in slowly, and it's because of safety. But you know, if you'd been here about 5 or 6 weeks ago, right now our front tires would be in the water. So you can see how high the lake got. But until it gets down here a little bit further beyond these last few trees, we're just going to have to float in like a little bitty duck. Probably won't have quite as much boat traffic out here this morning. In fact, there was so much boat traffic out here on Saturday, the water was a little on the rough side. A lot of recreational boating out here. Guys over there to the left, that's the Showboat Branson Bell. Anybody gone out to Bell before? We got some hands up. I always recommend it. If you got enough time in your schedule while you're here, I recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Now, one of the things that Gene and I like about coming out here in the lake is, as you can see, Gene's taking a break right now, and it's also my break time. So what I do is I slide over here onto the brake seat, but I am required to have an assistant helping me at all times. So I'm looking for other hands. Dick, Parker, come on up here. Yeah, we do not have anybody come up here that would prefer not to do it. That's not a problem. Parker, have a seat, buddy. And you can come up here and take pictures of Parker. Parker, all you got to do is handle that steering wheel for me. Don't worry about the pedals down there. Now, how old are you, Parker? No kidding. You know what? That's the exact same age I was when I was your age. Figure that one out. So I see you got an all-star hat on. Is that baseball? Did you make the all-star team? Yeah. What's CL stand for? What's his name? Canyon Lake? Now, if you guys have never been on the Bell before, I'll tell you a little bit about it. I think it's 278 feet long, and you're doing good. You just keep us going straight here, Parker. It's about 78 feet wide. They can carry as many as 700 passengers when they go out. And depending on the time of day, they'll do a noontime cruise, a 4 o'clock cruise, or an 8 o'clock cruise. And they serve a meal on board, great meal, and they have a show. The shows are awesome. So if you have a chance to do it, I recommend it. And if you decide to do it while you're here, take your ticket stub with you to the ticket window at the Bell, and they'll give you an additional discount. Just show them that you rode the ducks. Parker, see that pontoon boat over there to your left? You see those flags floating in the water? You know what that indicates? That indicates we got a pontoon boat over there with flags in the water. Now, actually what that means, it's a red flag with a white stripe going diagonally across it. That indicates we have divers in the water. And probably what they're doing over there is just conducting a scuba diving class. That's a very popular place for scuba diving classes. I'm the guy in the red shirt. He said, I'll do it. Hop right up here, man. Now, what's your name? Gavin. And Gavin, how old are you? 9. And where do you live? Topeka, Kansas? What do you live there for? Oh, they never told you why you live there? Were you born there? Nope. Okay. Oh, okay. Guys, you see the scuba divers over there? Their heads are bobbing out of the water right now. You see them over there, Gavin? So we have to stay a minimum of 100 feet away from them. And where you see all those trees coming out of the water, normally that's a pretty big island over there. And it's just now starting to see some of the island as the water is receding. But for a couple months, you couldn't even see any of that. All you could see were trees sticking out of the water. That's due to all the rain that we had here in the early spring. Fishing lake out. AJ, you like to fish? All right. Great fishing lake out here. They fish for largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, striped bass, crappie, bluegill, drum, catfish, sunfish, walleye, paddlefish. A little bit of everything, but what this lake is really known for is the bass fishing. This lake is on the Pro Bass Fishing Tour. This lake was voted in the top 15 of all bass fishing lakes in the United States. By the way, this is the third largest lake in the state of Missouri, Table Rock Lake. Oh, it would say, welcome to Arkansas. Welcome to Arkansas. But they told me before we left I could not take you guys to Arkansas. AJ, you want to come up here? All right. Hey, AJ, how you doing, buddy? What do you like to fish for? Anything? That's what a true fisherman would say. Anything. Now, the average water depth out here is about 100 feet deep. We do have some areas out here where it gets as deep as 200 feet. AJ, look over here. Because before this was a lake, it was just the White River coming through here. So we had a lot of peaks, like where that island is, a lot of valley areas. Get in those valley areas, and then the water is about 200 feet deep. Right directly in front of us is Table Rock State Park Marina. They got a very large boat ramp up there. Now the Showboat Branson Belle, they built that on land in 1995, right up there where the buildings are located. And before they launched it into the water, they had to build rails for it to slide it into the water. But before they did that, the Army Corps of Engineers told them they could not use any oil-based lubricant rails. It's a very clean lake. They want to keep it that way. So they had to come up with a clean, green, ingenious way to lubricate rails. Did anybody hear that story? Yeah, the guys that rode the Belle, they remember that. Bananas. They used bananas. In fact, I wasn't living here in '95, but what I was told, you couldn't buy a banana Branson for several weeks. So, and it worked really well. In fact, it worked so well, they estimated how fast the Belle was going as it was sliding down the rails. They estimated it was going 14 miles an hour. That's the fastest it's ever going. Top speed in the water is only about 11 miles an hour, which is about 3 times as fast as we can go. Now, how about right here? You want to drive the duck? Sure, come on up here. Give me 5. Give me 5, AJ. I'm going to replace you with a girl. Watch your head right there. There you go. Now, what's your name? Megan. Megan, how old are you? 13. Oh, you've reached the magic teenage years. Okay. Well, you remember, don't you, what it was like for you? Yeah. Megan, you watching where we're going? Apparently not, because we're going off track here now. See that tree over there? I want you to head me to that tree, okay? That tree over there. The one that's between the other two green ones. You see what I'm talking about? You don't? You don't see the trees? Okay, that tree. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. Now, the whole time we've been out here, our wheels and tires have been turning. Come back to your right a little bit there, Megan. And a little bit more. Little more. Transmissions and drives, so the wheels and tires have been turning the whole time we've been in the water. The only thing I had to do before we came in the water was engage the propeller. Way back there's the propeller. And of course the rudder's back there also. And every time Megan turns the steering wheel, the rudder turns. So if you ever follow a duck down the road from behind, you'll see the rudder turning as the driver's turning the steering wheel. Now come back to your right some there, Megan. Now, tell me again where you guys live? Oh, Iowa. Oh, Iowa, you can get your driver's license when you're 13, can't you? 14, all right. So you'll be 14 in a few months. So when you get your license, what kind of minivan would you like to have? Now, normally this water's a little cleaner looking than it is, but due to all the rain we've had, it's gotten a little on the murky side. And when I talk rain, we got rain. We actually had a dry winter, we had a dry early spring, and the lake got a little on the low side. Now where they like to keep this lake, when I say they, I'm talking about the Army Corps of Engineers, they like to keep this lake at about 915 feet above sea level. Well, early this year, before we opened up, the lake was down to about 905, so it was about 10 feet low. And then the rain came. We got 13 inches of rain in April. We got 10 inches of rain in May. We received 5 inches of rain in 1 hour in June. And the lake went from 905 to about 934, so it went up almost 30 feet in elevation. In fact, the lake got to the second highest that it's ever been since the dam was completed in 1959. So we've been just creeping in like this for quite a while this year. Haven't been able to do any splashdown. So it's kind of disappointing for the captain. You know, on days like this, I like getting people a little wet, because I do. But for safety, we're not going to be doing that for a little while longer. And because this is normally such a clean lake, it's a real popular lake with scuba divers. As we saw back there with the scuba diving class going on. All right, you'll feel the front tires made contact with the ramp right there. Back tires are on, and we are now a land vehicle again. Again, guys, watch your arms as we come up the ramp here. A lot of these branches are getting real close to the side of our duct.